Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has been increasingly criticized for his authoritarian style of leadership. Many are asking, is he for or against democracy? Much of the recent disapproval has come from the process to change the Constitution. The National Assembly passed the president's amendments Friday, and he signed them into law Monday. This despite complaints from 2 former presidents and over 70 lawmakers. And after the revisions were approved, the state of Puntland declared its opposition and intention to operate as an independent state. Criticism that the president is trying to become a strongman, above the rules, comes from some specific actions. Hassan Sheikh has appeared to try and function as his own foreign minister, not replacing Abshir Omar Harous after he resigned in December to run for Puntland's presidency. The security minister post has been vacant for 3 months. Political analyst Abdi Rashid Fidao recently penned a scathing review of Hassan Sheikh's cabinet choices for the online publication Medium. There is no worse crime being committed in Somalia than the state of governance under the current president Hassan Sheikh Mohamud. His mismanagement has endangered the lives and safety of millions of Somali citizens in Somalia and beyond. By appointing and retaining incompetent individuals in power for almost 2 years, despite their repeated failures, the president has failed to acknowledge their incompetence and has instead rewarding them without holding them accountable. His ideas for changing the Constitution in ways that would seem to concentrate power in the executive have not just been condemned by political opponents, but a broader group of critics. It seems like Hassan Sheikh has opted to modify the country's constitution without seeking input from others, aiming to emulate the style of dictatorship, corruption, and nepotism seen in his elder brother, Dictator Ismail Omar Guelleh, and his circle of friends. There has also been criticism of his embrace of Eritrean strongman Isaias Afwerki, who has never held an election. After a recent meeting with Afwerki, Hassan Sheikh indicated he wanted to learn from the Eritrean leader's ways.
I came here to brief His Excellency about the developments and the progress that's going on in Somalia and seek his advice as well on the way forward for the liberation of our country from the terrorists. As you know, Eritrea has an ample experience in nation building and in state building and in security sector building. So we've been, His Excellency and the Eritrean government has been sharing with us those ample experiences that they have.
He has encouraged federal member state presidents to extend their terms without any vote from the local legislators. All of these elements make him look anti-democratic. And yet, he is the darling of the international community because, as a former activist, he speaks their language. He has promoted women within his administration. His amendments to the Constitution include universal suffrage ballots on the federal and state levels. There is some sympathy for his attempts to consolidate authority at the federal level. Foreign partners often find that agreements they make on such important issues as fishing or energy resources end up being canceled or delayed because of state claims of jurisdiction. And then there is the fight against the Al-Shabaab. Without a strong central authority organizing the operation, how will the terrorists ultimately be defeated? Al-Shabaab is not awaiting permission to act. So the question of Hassan Sheikh, democracy's friend or foe, is not an easy one. Using his authority, he has helped Somalia receive billions in drought aid, an end to the United Nations arms embargo, and some real progress against the Al-Shabaab. But he risks setting a precedent for future Somali leaders who might not be so adept, benevolent, or so fortunate. ADN TV will continue to report on political developments throughout Africa.